Introducing Kicking Back with the Cooks, presented by Woodhouse. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. Here's head coach John Cook, along with your host, Lauren Cook West.
Welcome back. Kicking Back with the Cooks. It's October. Another episode, another month. I'm Lauren Cook West, and with me, of course, is head volleyball coach John Cook. Hello. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. It's a Sunday. You're number one in the Big Ten. It's a beautiful day. I mean, what's there not to be happy about? You're a grandpa?
Yeah.
I mean,
good question.
You have an awesome daughter?
Yeah. No, things are good. It is a beautiful day here, and but today's rest, recover, reload for the week. So my biggest debate right now, Lauren, is, it's fall break. So Monday and Tuesday, and we're on a Sunday here, and so now I go through this every year. Okay, do we give them a day off? Do we go to a movie, or we just come in and train? And of course, I want to come in and train, but I also know those guys because it's fall break, there is kind of a natural letdown. But we leave tomorrow for Iowa, so it's normally we don't play till Friday, and we're playing Wednesday this time. So that's my debate today.
You're leaving on a Monday for a Wednesday match?
No, we leave Tuesday for Iowa to play their Wednesday.
Here's my advice.
Okay. You always are 100%. Take the day off.
Yes, the Big Ten season is a grind, and I've been there. You have girls that are sick. You have girls that are, you're going to have a tough stretch coming up. So give them a day off. They're going to respect you, play harder for you if you give them some time off, or maybe come in and do like yoga or something. That would get some Zen vibes going.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We were thinking of a movie pedicure, but pedicure is expensive to do everybody. Plus, I don't know where we'd go to take everybody.
Football's building a $150 million complex, so I think Nebraska volleyball, who's number one in the Big Ten, can afford to take the team to get pedicures.
Yeah, we probably should edit that out.
No, that should be in there. Just talk to Trev. I'm sure it's okay. I know you have to do some budget cutting, but I'm sure he would be all for it.
We're already way over budget because a bunch of our games have gotten moved to 4-day road trips instead of 2-day road trips, and moving from Friday to Sunday instead of Friday to Saturday, and charter prices are up. So we're trying to save money anywhere we can.
Okay, just before we get going into this month's episode, I am so focused today. I feel like I have so much energy, and this isn't a ad or anything. We're not sponsored, but I have to talk to you about this because I know you just ordered some of it, but I've started drinking mud water. So I used to drink coffee every day. Once I had Madden, I had to have coffee, otherwise I couldn't function. And I usually don't eat a lot of dairy, so I would have an oat milk latte. I know that's kind of what everyone has nowadays. It's the new in thing. So I'd have my oat milk latte every day, but the caffeine started making me dizzy. So Jason, my husband, found this company called Mud Water, and have you ordered your Mud Water yet, and have you tried it?
I actually had a cup this morning, and Lauren, since you brought this up, it's so random. So Lauren Stivrins came to me a couple days ago, and she, Wednesday night we played at 8 o'clock, and a lot of them, as you know, go to Starbucks and drink coffee before the matches, which is a total natural thing. Our nutritionist recommends it.
Right.
And just to help, I don't know. Of course, if I went to Starbucks and had a big coffee, I'd have the shakes and be in a mess. So I can't drink coffee. But so I said, well, why don't you try this mud water? And so she did it before the match last night. So, so we'll see how she slept. I haven't got a report yet, but I had some this morning, and I feel focused and fired up too.
It's like, I'm trying to think of what's in it. I think it's lion's mane and reishi. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I think that's some sort of mushroom, but it's pretty much all natural plant-based materials.
I'll
And
tell you, I'll tell you exactly what's in it, Lauren.
oh, you have it with you?
I haven't memorized.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's hear it.
Well, it's first of all, the base of it is black tea, so it's 1/7 the caffeine of you get 1/7 the caffeine of a cup of coffee. So that's why I can handle it. It's not a lot of caffeine, but it's just a little bit. And then it has some different mushrooms in it, reishi and some other ones that I can't pronounce. It has turmeric in it, and we actually give the players turmeric every day. They take turmeric shots. Turmeric is a natural anti-inflammatory for your body. And when you work out hard, your body creates inflammation, so that's why we do the turmeric. It's got cinnamon in it as well, and then a couple other things that I don't even know what they are. But lion's mane is one of them, which I believe is is another form of mushroom or some herb. So anyway, that's the basis of it.
Well, we always give nutrition advice on this podcast, so go grab some mud water. I think you have to order it online. I don't think they sell it in stores. And I still mix mine with, I do half water and then half oat milk, so I still get that latte feeling, but it's so good, and I feel smarter. I feel like I'm seeing clearer, I'm thinking clearer, I'm more alert. It's just amazing.
Well, maybe we had to get Mudwater to be a sponsor on the show. And actually, if you order right now, which I did a couple of weeks ago, they give you a
frother.
Frother, yeah, a little frother, so you can froth your oat milk. Or, but I buy the Clefia almond milk that is thicker and more creamier. Somehow they make it different, which I don't have time to froth, so I just dump it in there. It's pretty good. So
I thought you bought the milk.
I do that too, but I've started this
Okay.
this Khalifa or whatever it is, almond milk. They make this creamier version of it, so I've been getting that. It's less expensive. You get more in the bottle. So
If anyone wants it, I think it's spelled Califa, and
Yeah.
it's at Whole Foods, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so if you want to drink and eat like Coach Cook, there's some options for you. Okay, enough about that. Speaking of Lauren Stivrins, though, the Queen is back.
Yeah.
You don't think it's a big? I think your team totally changed when she came back, and it not just from the standpoint of you added another dimension to your offense, because Lauren is an offensive threat and an offensive weapon, and opposing teams really have to worry about her when they're playing you guys. But your team, just from a mental standpoint, they played more calm, they played more confident, they had more energy. It looked like they were playing together more, they trusted each other more. I mean, it's just that's where I really saw the difference. Is that just because of her captain and her captain role and her leadership? Did you notice that at all?
Well, what I've learned, and again, if I wrote a book about this season, one of the chapters would be about the dynamics around Lauren. And so here's somebody who's a first-team All-American, had to sit out, but she became a great cheerleader and supporter of the team while she was rehabbing back. Then when she finally got to come back, I think she's a great competitor. And remember, this is somebody who's told the team and told me she did not want to be a captain because she felt weird because she wasn't in anything all summer. She was always just with Jolene doing stuff, rehab stuff. And she goes, I don't want to be a captain. The team voted for her unanimous to be captain. And she was the only person that had unanimous votes to be captain. So I said, well, Lauren, I get it. You don't have to be captain. I don't care. I'm fine with that. But your team wants you to be captain, so you're going to be captain. So that just tells you, I'm using that as an example to tell you the leadership power that she has and how much respect they have for her. And then the other thing it allowed us to do was to move Kayla Caffey back to her natural spot. And so I think that really, really opened up a lot more offensive options for us. And if you look at, and I've been reading articles about how anemic our offense was in non-conference and then during conference. Now, I don't know, I haven't seen the stats for this week, but I mean, we were at the top of kills per game, hitting efficiency in the Big Ten. So obviously it's made a big change offensively for us.
I think you were hitting 308 in the Big Ten, which was the highest
Yeah.
out of all the teams, which is incredible because the Big Ten, I think, is the toughest conference in the country to play in. So
Yeah.
That's a statement right there. Kayla Caffey, is she going to be back? I know she's been out. She's been sick. We've missed watching her play, even though Callie's come in and done a nice job. Any estimate on when she'll be back to playing?
Well, she'll be she worked out yesterday, and she'll be in practice Monday. But unless we take the day off, she'll practice no matter what, even if we do take a day off. But she's chomping at the bit. Mommy flew in, so she got really better fast once her mom got here.
We're recording this before the Iowa match, after the Illinois match. So do you think we'll see her in the Iowa match?
We'll just have to see how, she was basically in bed for about 5 days. So it just depends how, we have to power her back up. That's what our strength coach talks about. We have to power her back up. You got to make sure she's powered back up, because we don't want to throw out there if she's not ready and, risk injuries. So to just see how the next couple days go, how she's feeling. And but she already did some workouts. We powered her up Saturday before the match. So we'll see how she does. But she looks pretty good, and she's feeling really good.
You mentioned preseason. I want to circle back to the preseason. I remember talking to you after a couple of those losses, and you were saying, we're not going to win a match in the Big Ten. And we're probably not going to make the and you said we're probably not going to even make the NCAA tournament. Well, now you're number one in the Big Ten, and I know we're about halfway through, maybe not even halfway through, but how did you guys get to this point? How did you turn things around, especially after those, I think it was 3 or 4 losses in a row?
I have no clue. I didn't think I said we wouldn't win a match. I thought we wouldn't win a set in the Big Ten. But I have no idea. They made a decision. They had after we lost 3 in a row, I guess they had a meeting and figured some stuff out. So
it was like a 2-hour meeting, wasn't it?
Nobody's told me about it. I didn't even know they were having it. And again, that's good leadership and a team that wants to be good. And but I've seen this before. 2015, we lost 2 in a row. We changed the lineup. I thought the team imploded. I threw Katie Ralston out of practice, and I think we won 32 straight matches after that. There's been other years. 2017, we lost we still lost the opening weekend. We lost in Northern Iowa, and then
Minnesota, Wisconsin.
No, that was in 15, and then in 17. We lost in Northern Iowa, and then we went to Penn State and beat them 3-0, and then I think we only lost one other match that season and won the national championship. So you just never know how the path of a team's going to go and how they're feeling, but they worked some stuff out, and they've really, to me, it comes down to they're trusting their training and what we talk about how we have to be successful, and they're buying into that. And I also think we now have a lineup. I think they're feeling more comfortable with the lineup. So I think there's some, just confidence that comes from that. So it's a combination of things. But we also, our second half in the Big Ten is going to be a lot more challenging than the first half, because we're playing Wisconsin twice, Purdue twice. We go to Minnesota, go to Ohio State, play Penn State again. So there's going to be some big matches. But you know what? We're looking forward to them. I think our players thrive in the big matches. They love playing. I just see them. They did take it up another notch when we're playing these teams. So this will be fun for the fans and fun for our team and help us even get better.
I was telling JB that as a player, sometimes it's more difficult to be in those matches against a team like Indiana or Rutgers. They're not at the top of the Big Ten. They're still a good team, but they're not a Wisconsin. They're not a Penn State. They're not a Minnesota, Ohio State. And sometimes those matches are almost more difficult to play in, and you have a harder time in those matches than you do in those bigger matchups.
Yep.
But regardless, it's been fun to watch just the transformation of this team. Russ Rose, you got to see your BFF Russ Rose.
Yeah.
How was that? What did you guys talk about?
We talked about Madden and Penn State gear, and mainly that was the conversation. And he he told me that the picture of Madden in the Penn State gear was the highlight of the weekend for him.
Oh.
So, but anyway, yeah, it was good, and otherwise it was just small talk. And but yeah, it was a great match, fun match, and I was worried about our freshmen because you can see the men's volleyball team dresses up in like it's Halloween, and they're right there on the court. I mean, they're literally can touch our players, and of course, I told them they're going to hear some things maybe that their mommies didn't prepare them for, and of course they did, and after they won, I told them, I said, yeah, these guys are all texting me. They want to get your phone numbers. So,
hey, it helped them. So maybe we need fans like that at every match.
yeah,
Lighting a fire under those freshmen.
yeah, they're. I mean, we'll see some of that as we go through the Big Ten here.
Ohio State, they have a crazy student section. Illinois, that's
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah, our players. I mean, it's fun. That's why you want to play sports and not be somewhere where there's nobody in the arena.
Okay, we're going to take this month's episode, into a little bit of a different direction. And you're a routine type guy. I mean, you have your routines, you have your way of doing things, and I think that's part of why you're so successful. I mean, you hear about it, people like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and all these successful people, Bill Belichick, Nick Saban, they all have their routines. Actually, I have to tell you this. Kelly Hunter sent me a TikTok. Do you know what TikTok is?
I've seen it. It's like stupid video for 10 seconds.
Yeah, I don't have a TikTok, but I've seen other people's TikToks. I think it's a younger generation. It's more of college, high school kids right now, middle school. I think it's really popular in those age groups. But Kelly sent me a TikTok video, and it was of Nick Saban, and he has for breakfast. I don't know if this is true. I've heard it is. It also may be a joke. But Nick Saban, it was this TikTok about how he has I think it's oatmeal cream pies every morning with his coffee, or it's like Debbie cakes, or one of those. What are those called? I don't know what the brand is, but it's like the oatmeal cream pies that are individually wrapped in those boxes that you can buy at the grocery store, and they have like the zebra cakes and the Debbie cakes. And do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
You've probably the Twinkies. You've probably
Yeah.
never had any of that in your entire life, but I guess Nick Saban has. I think it's 2 oatmeal cream pies every morning for breakfast with his coffee, and he says if he doesn't get those 2 oatmeal cream pies, he has a terrible day. So Kelly Hunter sent it to me saying, "This is Coach Cook, but with chocolate chip cookies."
That's true. That's true.
I'll have to have her send it to you because it's hilarious. But anyways, successful people, I feel like, have routines. So we're going to go through some of your routines, and you're going to share with Husker Nation just those routines and more about them, I guess. So the first one I want to start with is your skincare routine. So take us through your skincare routine.
I didn't know I had one.
Do you shave every morning, right?
Yeah, I shave most mornings.
Okay, and
Sunday mornings I don't, but
for all the men out there who want to know what John Cook shaves with, do you use just a regular razor? Do you use shaving cream?
regular razor with gel shaving cream.
Okay, is it the Edge stuff?
Yeah, Edge, yeah.
Edge shaving cream, and then you use a little bit of the aftershave, right?
Yeah, aftershave, just because it it takes away the sting.
Okay, we should get a lot of sponsorships after this episode.
Love it.
Do you do anything else at nighttime? Do you put any lotion on to hydrate your skin? Anything to help with wrinkles?
Well, the main thing I've been doing for the last 5 months is when the barbecue fell on my leg and crushed it open, I've been putting, as it heals, I put vitamin E oil on it. So that's helping that thing. I still have a pretty nasty scar on my leg, on my shin.
That can be your confession. I'll have you tell that story at the end for your confession, because that's a good one. You also get facials.
Yeah, when I have time, and then now she's always it's so hard to get in because she's so booked all the time. But I can't, make a month out appointment. But yeah, facials are great.
Any other skincare routines? Anything that you put under your eyes?
No. No.
Any? Do you wear chapstick? What do
Sorry.
you brush your teeth?
Well, when we get in the winter, your skin gets drier, and so I have lotion every day I'll put on, and as it gets drier out. But it hasn't gotten cold yet, so.
Okay.
But
Any specific kind of lotion that you like?
I just whatever I get from the hotels we stay in. I just save them when we go to the hotels, and
You're
yeah.
resourceful.
And then we have so the girl that cuts my hair told me, she's a farm girl from Gothenburg, and she told me about, I wish I could remember that, it's called worker's hand or farmer's hand or something.
Oh,
And,
working hands, I
yeah,
think. or
working hands. You get it at like Hy-Vee, or you can get it at Hy-Vee,
Target.
or yeah. Anyway, because what happens is this is be cool for our listeners. So as it starts getting colder out and drier out, because we hit balls, so our hands start cracking. So my hands will crack. The boys who hit balls will crack. Some of our players' hands will crack, so they'll start taping it up more. But we have a couple of those things in the office, farmers' hands or working hands that they put on. So that's a game changer to have that, because it really heals your hand up and prevents it from cracking more, because it hurts when it starts cracking.
Okay, next routine. How do you get your day going? So what time do you wake up in the morning? Do you check your phone right away? Do you do some meditation? Do you have your mud water? Do you read the paper? I mean, take us through how you start your morning.
Well, I get up, take a shower, and then have pretty much the same breakfast every morning.
What is that?
I have cereal. It's called Spoonfuls, with some fruit, banana, a little yogurt, and fresh squeezed orange juice. And then I get to work, and I have a Japanese hot water thing that I have constant hot water in, and usually I'll have them make my green tea matcha. So I have a little bowl from Rishi Tea, and you put the matcha powder in there with hot water, and I have a bamboo stir thing that stirs and frosts it up. Pour it in a cup, add a little more hot water, little almond milk or oat milk, and then get to work. And typically start on the day, whatever we need to do, start planning practice, start looking at video, take care of any other things that administratively that we have to do. And then, every day there's something. There's either I have radio, I've got press conference, we've got Zoom calls. Every time that we do these matches, I got to do Zoom calls with the people who are announcing it. So
that's later. That's later in the day. I'm talking about early morning. So when you get out of bed, do you check your phone? Do you sleep with your phone in your room?
I put it away because I don't want the electromagnetic radiation close to me. But I'll check it to see what happened at the night. so
do you read
what's
the
going on in
paper?
the world. Sometimes I do online, just if I have time.
Journal Star or World
Journal
Herald?
Star. I have a subscription to it, so I can just pull it online. And but I have a complaint with them because they have all these ads on there, and even though I have a subscription, it's hard to navigate sometimes. And I don't know, it's technology sometimes is. I love reading a real newspaper, but trying to save the paper world and not have to have as much trash, so went online. But sometimes it's a pain.
Do you do any meditating, any stretching, yoga?
Well, typically I'll work out at 10. So at 10 o'clock I'll go and lift or bike, and I'll stretch before that, and then but typically around 10ish I'll try to go work out. But that's
Is there anything?
I have to get a workout in, because otherwise I feel better in the afternoon if I get a workout in.
Is there anything that you have to do in the morning just to have a great day? Or anything that has to happen in order for your day to be really good?
No.
Okay. You're a simple guy.
Yeah. It's routine.
Take us through your evening routine. So once you get home, do you have dinner? Do you watch video? How do you wind down for the evening and get yourself to bed, and then your bedtime routine?
After practice, there's always stuff to do after practice. I'll make notes and debrief practice. I'll write what we did well, what do we have to do. And then typically, it just depends on the night. Some nights I eat dinner at training table because if I have radio after or I have something else I have to do. Tonight I'll call recruits, and then I'll watch video either of us or whoever we're playing and try to get some of that in. And then every night I try to read. I'm reading a book right now called Confidence and How to Think Like a Roman Emperor. And I try to read a couple pages just to plant some ideas in my head before I go to bed.
And
I watch the news every night, Lincoln News on 10/11.
And then do you just fall asleep no problem, or do you have to drink a cup of tea, or?
Oh, I always have chamomile tea every night.
The sleepy time, or just
Reishi.
regular
We
chamomile?
need another sponsor. We need Reishi tea. I buy this chamomile tea. It's organic. It's awesome.
Do you put anything in your chamomile tea?
Just straight chamomile. It's really good. You don't need anything. It tastes great. But I have chamomile tea every night. That's kind of that starts my routine to start winding down.
Tells your brain it's time to go to sleep.
Yep.
How many hours a night of sleep do you get on average?
8.
Is that how many hours you need to function?
Yeah.
And if you get less than that, you have a tough time?
Yeah, and could you please put a thing into the Big Ten, tell us not to have 8 o'clock matches because nobody gets 8 hours of sleep when we play at 8 o'clock.
JB and I were actually talking about that on the broadcast because we were saying that, that Big Ten, NCAA always talks about athletes, athlete welfare and how they, they're always thinking of the athlete first. And it was, I think it was, when was that 8 p.m. match? Was that a Wednesday or a Friday?
Last Wednesday.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the week. That's right.
Yeah.
And we were saying, because you guys played, were you on the road or was it home?
It was at home. We played Indiana at home, 8 o'clock
That's right.
Wednesday night. And, I had players, I sent out a group message about a couple things for Thursday's schedule, and I had players texting me back after midnight. So they're not, nobody's winding down, because it takes a long time to wind down after a match. So nobody was going to bed before 12 that night.
Well, we were saying if you guys would have had to travel and then the girls have to get up and go to class in the morning, how is that? No wonder everyone's sick. No wonder everyone's run down. It's just, we're with you. The fans were also, Husker Nation is amazing, but I feel like it's late for the fans because it's a work night or a school night. It's a no-win situation for anyone.
I know, that's why we need to sell beer at the games, and then night games, and then we'll make money and people will be more fired up. So maybe 8 o'clock games, we have an automatic rule we can sell beer.
I like that rule.
I'll throw it by Trev, see what he says.
I could see Trev being the one to initiate that and allow that to go through.
Well,
he seems like he's open to new ideas.
Creighton does it. UNO does it for hockey, so he's already been there.
Yeah, there you go. Bring those points up. All right, pre-match routine. Take us through pre-match. Now, you don't have to start at the beginning of the day. Just take us through when I think you go down and talk to the team. Then do you come back and change? Are you looking over the scouting report? Then you walk down on the court. Take us through that routine.
So our routine starts when we have our serve and pass, and we always go 5 hours out before we play because our serve and pass takes an hour. Then we have video that takes about 20 minutes, and then we eat pregame. So we eat pregame 3.5 hours out. And remember, we start warming up at 55 minutes before the match starts. So once we have pregame meal, and then I go back to my office, and I'll just go through, re-look at my notes. I'll go through our serving plan, because I call the serves, and just fine-tune anything. And a lot of times we'll have recruits, so I'll meet with recruits then. And then eventually I'll make some green tea, and then eventually JB shows up. We do our pre-radio show, and then I have to listen to JB talk about all kinds of other things. He always tells me stuff about the other coaches or what players are playing, or he watched Baylor play volleyball and he tells me about that. So I have to go in my listening mode, And then JB tells me, who we should be playing and what lineup we should be playing, and please don't run a 6-2, but maybe this year we should run a 6-2. So anyway, we go through all that, and then I go down and meet with the team 55 minutes before the match starts. But that's really brief. Just here we go. This is what we're doing. Reminders, and then we have a little psych up video we watch, and then I go back up to the office, shower, change, and get my water and head down to the court.
And you have to have Aquafina water.
Don't have to, but that's what we get. So
okay. And you have to tie your left shoe before your right shoe, or your right shoe before your left shoe?
Left before right.
Okay. And any other superstitious things that you do?
I have too many to go through on the show here. I think I'm OCD on it. I'm trying to get rid of some of them.
That's good. Are you meeting with a therapist about that?
No. I just decided there's just some things trust our training.
Yep, there you go. Off day routine.
But the other big decision is what I wear. So sometimes I'll bring 2 shirts. This could be a confession too. I'll bring 2 shirts, and then whatever one I get the feel for, that's the one I'll wear. Or when you traveled with us, I would ask you, or sometimes I'll ask Lindsay, like, which one should I wear? So that's another big decision that goes into game time.
I feel like I've trained you well. I've helped you with your outfit choices. You now know how to pair shoes with shirts and belts and pants, and I've been noticing your outfits. I mean, you look sharp. You're doing great.
Well, I went to Gary Michaels. He decked me out and upgraded me a little bit, and yeah. And then you were worried on pink night if I was going to wear the pink shirt with my sister's initials on it that you got, and I want you to know that I explained that to the team after the match, why that was such a significant night, and just try to put it in perspective for them, and to be aware of all that, and and then I showed them the initials, and it was kind of a emotional, connective moment with our team. I think they could, it was real for them. So anyway. That was, so yeah, you were worried if I was going to wear that, and you didn't have to remind me.
Good. Yeah, we did talk about it on the broadcast, and I think it was a special night for a lot of women. So I'm glad that you had that conversation with your team and were able to open up to them, because you don't open up often. So I'm sure they appreciate that and respect you more when you do open up to them. Off day routine. I know you don't get a lot of off days. But when you do have a day where, well, let's take today, for example, a Sunday. You played last night, so that you don't have a practice today. Is there any routines that you have on an off-day routine? I know you like to go on bike rides when it's nice.
Yeah, just try to get a great workout in. Before COVID, we'd go to church, but I've kind of stayed away from that just because trying to reduce risk. Because, if one of us comes down with COVID, which, we've already had one staff member come down with it after being vaccinated, it shuts everything down. So just trying to really minimize as much risk as we can, but try to go for a bike ride, go for a walk, just be outside somewhere as long as the weather's nice, work, and then I try to go to the grocery store so I have my stuff for breakfast, and the other thing is just try to have a nice dinner Sunday night. Last Sunday I went over to Tyler's house. Tyler thinks he's should be on the chef cooking show on cable. And anyway, he made ribeye steak with lobster, Brussels sprouts, bread, garlic bread, and what else do we have? Mashed potatoes, and of course he was in the tank a little bit because he burned his arm getting the bread out, I think, of the oven, and then he burned the Brussels sprouts and the bread a little bit, but it was still really good. And we had a nice bottle of wine, and so it was great.
It's nerve-wracking trying to cook dinner for you.
Yeah, I think he was a little nervous too, and I'm like, let me help. He would not let me help. And of course, his wife's got, a baby and a 3-year-old, so and she doesn't cook, so he does all the cooking. And anyway, it was great dinner. It was really nice, but he just wouldn't let me help with anything. And but anyway, things got away from him a little bit.
If anyone is looking to remodel their home, or if they're building a new home and need decorating ideas, Tyler's wife, Kristen, we're going to give her a shout out. She is talented. I believe is it called Kristen Hildebrand Interiors, KH Interiors?
KH, yeah.
She's very talented, has an eye for all of that. And if anyone's looking to remodel or redo something, or are buying a new house and need help decorating, she is your contact.
Yeah, she's great. She's done a great job on their house. She was telling me she's got a project coming up. I think it's a 10,000 or 15,000 square foot house in California.
Wow.
She was telling me it's like this huge mansion that she's going to do. So yeah, she's very talented.
All right, lesson and confession time.
Okay, I already gave you the confession.
No, You're going to tell the barbecue story.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the one. Okay.
Yeah, so tell us that story.
Well, so we had a green egg barbecue, a big one. And so I was moving it through the garage to the front of the house because I was going to give it away. And anyway.
Because you got a Traeger.
Yeah. And so I was moving it by myself, and I had to go down the step. And when it came off the step, the whole green egg fell off the stand and crashed onto my shin bone and went down my shin bone and basically just peeled off my shin. So I'm like, and I was by myself, so I took myself to the emergency room, and they cleaned it up and everything. And anyway, it's been a long haul getting it healed, but yeah, that was my confession. And
did you cry?
No, it didn't hurt that much right away, but it was gnarly, and I was more mad because it was so stupid. I tried to catch it, like as it fell off, I tried to catch it, but it was so heavy I couldn't. It just like crashed into my legs and knocked me over, and I don't know what I was thinking.
Jeez. Well, my confession is I have all my Christmas shopping done already, and
wow.
I'm normally not one to procrastinate, but this is early for me. Here's why, though. I now have a daughter that I have to make Christmas really special for, so of course I went overboard and bought her a million gifts.
No, why would you do that? Spoil her?
Yeah, and she's so spoiled. Anyways, I am hearing, though, that things are going to be back ordered or out of stock, and just with COVID and everything that's happened, they're having issues getting products in. So I wanted to get everything done so she could have a special Christmas.
Wow.
Or holiday season.
And you know what? And then when I show up, I'm gonna give her kitchen wooden spoons and different toys, and she won't even touch all that other stuff you get her.
I know. I got her some. I'll share this for all the other moms out there. And Coach Cook, you'll have to look this up, but I believe the brand is called Nugget, and it's this like play gym. It's these pads, and some are in triangle shapes, some are in square shapes and rectangle shapes, and you can manipulate these pads and move them in all different shapes and formations to set up kind of a fort type deal, and she can crawl on it. It's kind of like an indoor gymnastics little setup that she can crawl on and crawl under and through and over, and I think it's got popular through Instagram, and moms rave about it, and it comes in all these different colors, and it looks really nice in your house because it's like a suede fabric, and you can also set it up as like a little mini couch for them if they want to watch a movie, and so it kind of grows with your child. But Madden is moving nonstop, so I'm like, this is going to be perfect for her. So I'm not just buying her, toys that she's never going to play with. This is good. She's working on her hand-eye coordination, her muscle building. I'm just preparing her for the future.
Yeah, and that's what I did with you and Taylor. Was we would come down to the indoor football field, Cook Pavilion, or the Hawks, and I would just throw out the blocking dummies, the pads, the high jump pads, balls, and just turn you guys loose, wear you out.
I also
So,
remember the field house in Wisconsin.
yeah,
We would
Fieldhouse.
go there too.
That's when you were that was when you were really young. But yeah, we would just throw all that stuff out there and say, have at it.
Yeah, well, those were the days. I enjoyed that. I remember that too. Do you have any lessons for Husker Nation?
Um, are you going to do a lesson?
I am.
Okay, you go ahead while I think about it.
Okay. Don't hesitate when you should act.
Okay.
And there's an old Roman proverb that people often quote saying "carpe diem," meaning seize the day. And I think more often than not, we fail to act due to maybe lack of confidence or courage. And sometimes this hesitation keeps us from moving forward and puts us in a state of wondering what might have been or what could have been. So whenever you feel like it's time to act, take action. And no matter the outcome, you will end up smarter than before.
So I'll go on that. So one of the themes we started with our team after we lost 3 matches in a row, I think that's what happened. I said, okay, we're a good team. Our next step is now we have to go from good to great. So here's what we got to do that. And I just want you to think about it every day. We're good, but we've got to go to great. And so every day our focus and our theme and practice right now is working on going from good to great. And I think it does 2 things. One, it gets a mindset, okay, we got to get better, but it also gives them a mindset of coming in, okay, we got to get better today. We're chasing great right now, and so we got to be a little bit better passing, a little bit better serving. So I think that helps them focus on kind of having a plan each day, and then we can give them feedback on that. Yeah, I think the other lesson is, or this might even be a confession, Lauren. So we started this new drill called the Starbucks passing drill, and if you they compete and they're teams of 2, so and you can only win in the passing part of it. So but the servers have to knock the passers out. But anyway, bottom line is Starbucks is on the line because they all go to Starbucks before the matches. So that's kind of what we do the day before. And anyway, it's I love it because it pays to be a winner.
So whether the servers win or the passers win, whoever loses has to buy Starbucks?
Yeah.
Okay. So the coaches don't have to buy Starbucks. No. It's either the servers or the passers, whoever loses.
Yeah. But
okay. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. They like it, and they have to send me pictures of when they're doing it. But anyway, we've had a lot of fun with that. So it makes it really competitive, and there's something on it, kind of. So
you guys are always coming up with new creative drills and ideas and fun ways to keep them engaged in practice.
Well, again, the key is they go to Starbucks all the time. Or they go get coffee on game days, or they get their caramel macchiato, whatever the heck they get, and. So this is a way to kind of tie into that. So anyway, it makes it fun, and we're trying to make it fun, and they enjoy competing, and they really get after it. We mix it up all the time, so they have different partners, and so they learn how to battle.
Love it. Well, that wraps up October's episode. I can't wait till next month, November. Coach Cook, thank you so much for your time. Husker Nation, thank you for tuning in, listening, watching, however you're getting this episode. And go Big Red. We'll see you next month. Coach Cook, any parting words?
I just want to see some sponsors: Mudwater, Rishi Tea, Starbucks Scooters. Let's get those on the show. And what's Madden going to be for Halloween?
Oh, that's a great question. A puppy dog.
Okay.
I will be sure to post pictures on Twitter. It's a little, it actually looks like our dog Henley. It looks like a little golden doodle puppy. And I got it because it's nice and warm. So if it's chilly on Halloween, she'll stay nice and warm. But I think she's starting to walk with assistance. So we may try to walk around and do a trick-or-treat at a couple houses.
Cool.
We'll see how it goes.
I just remember there's been some cold Halloweens.
I know. That's what you have to think of the costume and find a way to make it warm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again. We'll see you all next month, and go Big Red.